Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Boruto episode review. This week, we actually have episode 103, and I actually really liked it. I actually really liked this episode. I thought it was actually really fun and enjoyable for a lot of different reasons. And, just to get straight into it, we already know, like, what the whole point of the episode is supposed to be about. Right now we have Jugo, who's being like drugged up and he's being forced into his curse mark transformation because Tosaka wants to, use his whole fabricated, created artificial curse mark and prove that him weaponizing it is the superior and stronger version. Spoilers, he gets his ass kicked really goddamn easily, and I was actually really happy to see this because the guy is like talking himself up. He's saying like, "Oh, his curse mark is like way better," and that Jugo sucks, and that like, "Oh, he's smarter and better than Orochimaru." And I was like, "Okay, this is where the joke is gonna come in, and he's just gonna get his ass kicked, right?" And yeah, basically the Boruto episode had a JoJo's moment, and Jugo just beats the crap out of him, and I just really enjoyed it. But the whole premise of the episode is basically Jugo and Boruto, or rather Boruto trying to get Jugo out of his curse mark transformation state and calm him down so that way they can do what they need to do, whilst Sawada and Karn are trying to get all the infected curse marked birds so that way they don't migrate, because when the sun comes up, the birds are supposed to be migrating because it's migrating season. And because some of the birds are infected with a curse mark, they don't want the birds to go out and affect other birds with a curse mark and get spread across all the entire world and have people infected with the curse mark as well. Because that's ultimately what Sasaka wants, and he's just, a bad guy for the sake of being a bad guy. He doesn't really have a reason. He's just like, oh, the curse mark, I like that. I'm gonna use it to my own advantage. And it didn't really work out too well for him because he got his ass kicked. So whatever. The episode after the opening, we obviously go back and start continuing with Sawada and trying to, deal with the whole curse mark and the birds and stuff, and then Boruto and then Jugo start having their own fight, and basically what Boruto's trying to do now is he's trying to do the same thing with what Konohamaru did a couple episodes back, where he hit Konohamaru hit Jugo with a Rasengan, and that was able to cause enough damage to get Jugo out of his curse mark state. So Boruto is trying to do the same thing by using the speed from the accelerated boost that Jugo was able to do with his curse mark transformation, and then of course Boruto boosting his own speed with his own wind style transformation. And then of course Boruto tries to do this, and he succeeds. He hits Jugo with his own Rasengan, and for a second it didn't seem like it worked. And at first I was like, oh, I actually kind of like that it didn't work, and that Jugo got out of his curse mark transformation through his own sheer will. But then, the episode confirms at the end of the episode, like, no, it actually did work. It actually, like Boruto's Rasengan actually was strong enough to be able to get Jugo out of his curse mark state. And I was like, oh, well, that's lame. Because the whole, premise, the whole, meaning of the episode and for the whole entire arc really is predetermined destinies, and the fact that if you work and you try hard enough, you can change your own fate, you can change your own destiny, you can change the path that you are meant to go walk on. Because as we all know, Boruto in the future has to fight Kawaki, and the entirety of the Leaf Village is completely destroyed, and the whole premise of the arc itself is to have character growth and development for Boruto, so that way he has the mindset of anyone can change if they just work really hard enough, and they can be whoever they want to be. And there's a line that Boruto says in the episode to Jugo that was actually very strong, and it was very well written, and I actually really enjoyed that line in the episode because it's supposed to, affect Jugo in a way, and it's also very impactful in terms of its meaning, that if you work hard enough, you can be whoever you want to be, and that's ultimately what people should be trying to do to begin with. And it just has a strong message. It has a strong meaning, and is very well written. And it also makes the episode, more enjoyable as it continues. We go back to Karn and Sawada, and then Karn's basically like, okay, well, Jugo's drugged up and is in his curse mark state, and he's out of control. And if we don't do something about these birds as soon as possible, they're gonna start infecting these other birds while they try to migrate. So we gotta use our they have to use explosive tags and Sarada's fireball jutsu, and they're just gonna kill all the birds in the river, right? Or in the pond rather. Not pond either, but like a lake. That's what it is. And I actually really like this part of the episode because it kind of foreshadows like Sarada and like how she's gonna be determining decisions whenever she wants to inevitably become the Hokage, because it also establishes more of a difference between Sarada and Boruto. Boruto, likes to make decisions based off of his feelings, kind of like how Naruto did back in, when he was younger. And then Sarada chooses to make decisions in terms of logic, kind of like how Sasuke did back when he was younger as well. And I actually really liked that, and I thought it was, a good written part of the episode. We continue on a little bit further, though, and Konohamaru and Mitsuki show up, and they have this serum that's supposed to get rid of the curse mark. So Getsu does what he needs to do, and he, causes like a not like a rain cloud, but like he uses like the water in his body and in the river to spread like the entire serum out to the birds who are about to migrate, and ultimately they all get cursed from the curse. They get cured from the curse mark rather. And yeah, there's that white goose earlier as well, and that's supposed to be like a metaphor behind the whole predetermined destiny and how he was able to change fate, because that white goose was actually not able to fly, and its predetermined fate was that it was never going to fly. But in the episode, it actually ends up finally being able to take flight, and it changed its own destiny because of who it wanted to become. And that's the metaphor of what Boruto has done in the episode, and even what Jugo has done in the episode. Because like I said before, I didn't really like how, Boruto's Rasengan is what took Jugo out of his curse mark form, because I thought Jugo was able to do that out of his... I thought he did it out of his sheer willpower and mindset and his own, and just overall his own determination, because he wanted to change who he was, and he wants to be who he wants to be. I thought they were going to do that, and then that would have actually been much more well written, and I think it would have been better if they did that, but they didn't do it, sadly, so it's not really that big of a deal. The episode continues. They do what they did in the manga, so a little bit of a spoiler in the manga, but they already pretty much mentioned it in the episode, so if you saw the episode, it doesn't really matter. But Sumire in the manga for a while has been out of working as a shinobi and has actually been working into the scientific ninja tool division in the Leaf Village. And in the episode, she actually decides to make the decision finally to be able to do that. And now the anime is like kind of connected with the manga in that sense, because of that reason that I already explained. And the reason why she wants to do this is because, as we've already seen over the past couple episodes and the entirety of the arc, Sumire cannot control Nue whatsoever. Nue completely goes out of control whenever it's in its bigabized Pokemon form, and she just can't control it. So she's hoping by siding with the division and working at the division for a little while, or however long she wants to be working with it, that she'll inevitably be able to figure out something in order to be able to fully control it, because Nue was created through science, and she's hoping that she'll be able to find something. And she ultimately became she ultimately came up with this decision because she was motivated by Boruto to be able to do it in the episode. And once again, it's just more writing that's very, very good. And then something that I actually thought was really funny is that Tosaka, like the entirety of the rest of the episode, he's just like a naked man, right? He's just a pale white naked man who's just out in the wilderness on his own, and excuse me. And it was just uncomfortable to see him there, because I know that he's just like laying there on the ground on his stomach, just completely naked. And I was like, oh my god, like why didn't they like, I don't know, kind of give him clothes or something? But no, they didn't do that. And then for some reason, Konohamaru is like talking about like, oh, we're gonna take Tosaka and make him confess everything that he did with the curse mark, blah blah blah, right? And then Karin and Sugetsu and Chugo decided like, nah, we helped them out, so it's only fair that we go ahead and it's only fair that we go ahead and take this naked guy on the ground to Orochimaru and blah blah blah, right? So the episode kind of just ends with a shot of the goose, the white goose from earlier, that changed its own fate, and it was an enjoyable episode. It was really good, and I thought it was very well paced. I thought the animation was good. I thought it was well written. I thought the action was enjoyable for what it was worth, of course, and I thought it was great. I actually really enjoyed it, and I'm curious as to what you thought about the episode as well, because it seems like a lot of people actually really enjoyed it, and I hope you did, because we've been getting really consistent episodes for the whole past like a month or so with these episodes and this arc. So if we can continue getting this quality level of episodes for however long the series is going to continue, that would be really great. So that's pretty much it. I have really nothing else to add on with the episode. Ultimately, I thought it was very good. I thought it was enjoyable, and I thought it was written very well in a lot of cases. And ultimately, there's more good about the episode than there is bad. But ultimately, that's pretty much it. I have nothing else to add on top of. So if you did enjoy, for whatever reason, be sure to leave a like. If you are new, subscribe for more videos just like this. I'll see you guys in the next video, whenever that is. I'll see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day. I'm out. Peace.